Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Dylan Silver, and today on the show I have Chad Freeman, real estate investor, entrepreneur, focused on finding deals other investors miss and flipping the script on distressed real estate. Chad, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dylan. It's nice to be here, man.
Absolutely. Today you're out of a hotel in Tribeca.
Yep. One of the first times I've been excited to see New York.
I know. I'm from just outside that area, as I was mentioning before hopping on here. I tell people I miss really two things. I miss some of the Italian American culture. I miss some of the Italian food, and that's about it. Because I don't miss the cold, I don't miss the traffic, and you know, people say that traffic is bad up here, and it definitely is, but there's something a little bit different about New York traffic.
Oh, they have like next level traffic. Stuff that lasts for days, I think, sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no.
Sometimes you'll just look at it and you'll be like, well, I'm not going in today because there's too much going on here.
I always think it because Trump has a helicopter, right? It makes sense when you figure out
Yeah.
New York. Like, oh yeah, you need one.
Although with everything that's been going on with the helicopters and the planes, I'm scared, but that's another topic here. But
Yeah.
let's talk about how you got into the real estate space. For folks who always see the success but don't see the origins, what was your origin story?
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually, from where I'm sitting at right now. So I said it's the first time I've been excited about New York. I've always been put to New York. I've been placed there due to my job, and this time I came up here for real estate stuff. So it's a lot different perspective. I like it a lot more. But I originally started over in Jersey City because I work for the airlines. So I was running a pilot crash pad where you rent out rooms in south of the airport in Jersey City. Or I'm sorry, not Jersey City, Elizabeth Seaport in New
Mhm.
Jersey. Totally hellhole place. You don't ever want to buy a house at, I think.
You
And
know what
I
the
had no idea what
about
I was
Elizabeth
doing.
is that
Yeah.
I went to an area, it was Elizabeth, and it smelled terrible. And I said I can't confirm neither nor deny, but I will say that Elizabeth does not have the prettiest reputation among even fellow New Jerseyans.
Well, the Seaport makes it worse, I think. So I had a cop apologize to me when I told him I was a homeowner.
That's a funny one. So you got your origins in the airline business, owning real estate out there. At what point in time did you see this was a possible entrepreneurial avenue for you?
And so I guess I'm third generation real estate on, nobody was a true professional, but I've been wanting to do real estate since I was, I don't know, in my teens, I guess. I grew up with my parents doing real estate and renting condos, and the lockbox name on the lockbox was Kid because it was for our college and our
Mhm.
future. So I saw that from a young age, and I knew I wanted real estate provide stability for the airline career I was choosing because it's super unstable.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's pivot here and talk about that. I thought airlines would be super stable.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Oh, no. They're super cyclic. Right after 9/11, I lost my job.
Uh-huh.
And then we had the Great Recession hit, which was like a huge pause button. And then they had the age 65 rule go through, which is a 5-year pause button in the middle of that for me. So it was like really stagnant, and you go through, bad downturns, and you get furloughed because it's all seniority systems. So you're placed at the bottom, and you just wait and see how far you get up in your career. But once you get down the road with good stability, like good seniority in a major airline, then you start feeling okay. But it was probably 10, 15 years before I started feeling like my job's really secure. Even after COVID, COVID's hit, and all the way back, this airline have been super unstable for a long time. But with COVID, I remember our CEO saying, the way the airline's running right now, we need 2,000 people, 2,000 pilots, sorry. And I was like number 8,400 out of 13,000. I'm like, whoa, thought my job was safe. So it turns on a dime like that sometimes. You don't really necessarily see it coming. And real estate's awesome, right? More people made millionaires from real estate than anywhere else.
I was totally unaware that airlines were cyclical, but now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense because when people have lots of money, they can travel. When things are not so good, they can't travel, or they're traveling less. That checks out. But in that, I'm imagining you're seeing, because you mentioned third generation real estate, and then you mentioned the cyclical nature of your career. These are actually two cyclical things in and of themselves. So you've got the cyclical real estate, and then you've got the cyclical career.
Good point.
Has there ever been a time where that's kind of like accentuated on both ends?
Well, when you say that, having a job in a W-2, you have no control. Yeah, you do. You have control on what you choose to do and where you choose to work or whatever. But after that, especially with the airlines and the seniority system, it's just a luck and a waiting game. So with real estate, yeah, cycles are great because you can buy a lot of stuff for really cheap during a downturn or at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And if you do it correctly, you can go through up, down, sideways, whatever market you want in real estate and still make money. You can't do that with a W-2 airline job.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Do you have experience with multiple airlines, or were you working with one for a majority?
Yeah, when I was younger getting flight time, I was bouncing around a little bit more. I got cut right after 9/11. So I got hired at the beginning of 9/11, lost my job at the end of, or 2001, lost my job at the end of 2001. Then went to a different airline, got recalled a couple of years later back to that original one, and then moved into the majors from there. So I haven't had a ton of moving around. I mean, some people I fly with have had like six different major
Yeah.
airline jobs or something. So I've
How
been
common is it? How common is it that you'll see pilots getting into real estate investing? And I ask this because you would think, in my mind, because you're moving so frequently and you're seeing so many, or I shouldn't say moving, but you're all over the place and seeing so many different areas of the country, that you may have greater exposure to real estate investing. But at the same point in time, because you're always traveling, it can be tricky and hard. And some people may say, well, I'm never in one place for too long. How can I do real estate investing?
just got to figure out how to do it remotely, right? How to outsource the certain things. But you do have to,
You say.
yeah, you need boots on the ground or something, or connections, partnerships. And that's really what I've learned is that's where everybody doing volume is just doing lots of partnerships because there's never enough of your time to go around to do everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Those first deals that you had, was that early 2000s that you had those first deals for yourself personally?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
That first one I bought, a new build retail in 2005 in Elizabeth Seaport, right in the middle of the whole, right before the whole meltdown. I was part of the reason why I think I wasn't making any money, right? And
Yeah.
I got this loan. I knew I was going to rent the house out so I could cover the loan at least. I was at least that smart to do a few numbers. I didn't even know what due diligence meant, but so I knew I could cover the loan. And the guy on the phone, he's like, well, you don't make enough money to qualify for this loan. He goes, that's okay. It's a no-doc loan. We'll just say that you make more. So like, okay,
Crazy.
cool. I was like, why? I can cover it. I'm going to put renters in it. And he's like, all right, we'll just tell me you make more. Then I got the loan.
So at that point in time, did they have these DSCR loans? It kind of sounds like that's what it was based off of, but I doubt that that was a term back then.
Yeah, it's something similar. I mean, no wonder we melted down. I didn't make enough money to cover the loan. They lied and said I made more. And then, yeah, it was just, they did a 95% loan to value because I was first time buyer, and then a 3% HELOC or something to where I walked away with cash.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. I
Wow.
walked out of the closing with some $1,000 or $2,000 or something.
Okay.
So
So
they paid
then
me to buy a house.
at that point, did you walk us through the story of that first deal? So you found the house, it was a new build. Did you find it on the MLS? Did you have a realtor? Did you find the renters yourself? How did that work? And then at the same time, you're traveling all the time with your job. So how did managing it work?
Oh, well, I was living there actually. So
Okay.
I found a realtor I liked and he drove me all around, showed me the different areas. He was good for that, but then said that there was rumors going in from the seaport to Manhattan with a ferry. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna make a ton of money. So I just
Oh.
bought the house. Now I just wait and make a bunch of money, right? Well, there's no ferry. There's still no ferry there today, 20 years later or whatever. Well, so I had a really that that bad gut feeling you should never ignore. I had
Yeah, I
that
do know.
with this. I ignored it. Luckily, I dodged a bullet. So I found out just this bad gut feeling, and I kind of made it go away with a 6 month online Trump University, actually, when he was doing that.
Okay.
And I wish I could remember who taught the class. It was a billionaire that taught the class. It was quality material, and then it taught me how to make money. And so I sold that, and I was just starting to like study the market and learn more. And I saw the downturn coming, and I'm like, oh crap, I better get aggressive on sales. So I used like aggressive sales techniques that they had taught. I put a flat screen TV and a barbecue in at the time, and it got it sold. So I bought it for like 427, sold it for 444, and then I saw it a few years later listed for 200. It was the highest
You're
listing in the
kidding.
neighborhood. No,
Wow. What year
yeah.
was that? Like 2010?
I bought it in '05. I think I sold it in '07.
And so when did you see it at 200,000 and some change?
Yeah, when you said something like
Around
that. And
2010, yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Now I'm curious, pivoting a bit here, Chad. So during this time period, you're flying all over the country, yes?
Mhm.
And so how is your third generation, so you have that benefit. It's not like this is brand new to you, but it is new being a pilot and being a real estate investor. So how are you finding deals? Was it at that point in time more of a hobby? Was it something like I'm going to keep this in my back pocket and when things slow down? How are you managing the deal flow with so much travel and with a full-time job that's very intensive?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Because it's not very intensive. so, so when I go to work now, especially, I get long breaks. We have a bunk bed. I can go to sleep. So you get a lot of downtime. You get long layovers. Even back then I was flying domestic, but you get a lot of downtime, and so you get a lot of time to read, and you get a ton of days off too. So now by law, because I fly efficient schedules, when I'm on a leave of absence right now, but when my worst work month, I'll have to work like 12 days because I time out, and the FAA says you can't even go to work if you want to. And then it's all long haul, So my longest flights I've done are like 16 hours. So then you're getting 7 hours of sleep in a bed, and you can change into your underwear and go to sleep. It's in the top of the airplane. So it's super easy. Once you work your way up and get some seniority, it becomes extremely easy. It gives you a ton of time off. So you asked if a lot of pilots are into real estate. Not as many as I would think.
Yeah.
But the original guy that got me interested in mobile home parks owned mobile home parks, and he flew, but he never had to go to work. He just flew when he felt like it, kind of, because you can also drop trips and get other people to pick up trips. So once his comment was concreted into my head. He said, this job becomes really great once you no longer need it. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, okay. So there's a few other guys I know that do some real estate. One guy in particular, one of my favorite guys to fly with, he bought, 20 years ago or so, he bought some multifamily, 20 unit buildings, I think, in Chicago. So he told me since my 40s, I've saved every dime that I've gotten paid at the airlines. He's just had that much cash flow from his real estate.
God bless.
Right?
So you're one of the investors that I've spoken with, and I'm trying to think if I've spoken with too many people. There's one other gentleman who does industrial that I spoke with in New Jersey, but that are or have invested in New Jersey in single or multifamily. It is challenging. It is a little bit trickier to invest in single and multifamily in the East Coast and definitely in New Jersey. If I'm comparing it to like where I'm at in Texas, just there's a higher price point, right? There's in many cases more favorable towards tenants than to investors and landlords. And so, as someone who's invested in that area, were you at any point in time thinking, okay, I'm going to invest all over the country? And if that did happen, how did that look? Or have you stuck to that area and that tri-state area?
That's a good question. I've become allergic to this tri-state area, except for visiting for some meetings now. So I had dinner with Leo Young. You'll find him on Instagram. He does mobile home parks. We've been talking for a few years about how to maybe partner and grow our mobile home park businesses. And then I got a meeting with some guys that do big building stuff all over today, so that's exciting. But we operate in Texas. That's our main focus. And then my mobile home parks are in the Midwest, in Michigan. But we live half our lives between downtown Dallas and Jacksonville, Florida. So that's where we're really doing the single family home stuff.
I'm so jealous.
It's it's good. I like where we're at.
I'm trying to
I'm
move
fortunate.
part-time to Florida. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I love DFW probably for a lot of the same reasons that you do. My personal kind of proud Texan belief is that this is the number one market for single family homes in the country.
Oh yeah.
But I also love, just aside from real estate, love Florida. Every time that I'm going through Florida, I'm like, this place is amazing. Like specifically Fort
Mhm.
Lauderdale. I don't think I'm far enough along my real estate journey here, Chad, to be able to afford to live in, West or South Florida, that area. Excuse me, I could probably do West, but I'm thinking like St. Pete, Saratoga area, maybe I could do that.
That's
But
beautiful.
for Miami and Fort Lauderdale, I think that's a little bit of a ways away. But I am jealous.
I want the penthouse suite on top of the Ritz-Carlton there in Fort Lauderdale. That's my dream penthouse.
Yeah, please do it for me. I don't know how one gets there, but I need some motivation here. I tell you, I'm a big traveler. I tell people this that some of the best investments that I've ever made have been in masterminds that I've gone to, conferences that I've gone to, getting a passport and traveling abroad. And every time that I do travel abroad, I tend to be going through South Florida for one reason or another. Just a lot of connecting flights over there. And so as I'm going through there and I come back, I'm like, man, this is so nice. How do I move down here? And so I've been doing that now for about 2 years. And so I come back through there and I'll be in Fort Lauderdale and it'll be, February. It'll be beautiful outside. There'll be retired people or semi-retired people with uh, more money than they probably need, but enjoying
Yeah.
life to the fullest. And I'll be over there, and they'll be, more than happy to talk with me about real estate or anything else. And I'm like, man, what a vibe.
Yeah, a lot of money there too, the baby boomers and retirements and yeah, man, between Jacksonville where we're at, the growth and the money going into Jacksonville, that place it was deemed like a supernova market, similar to Austin, right? It's supposed to blow up.
Yeah,
And then Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, man, the growth there and the stuff that's going on in real estate, it's like the best time ever to go get rich in real estate in Texas and Florida right now, I think.
it is the best time ever. I tell
Yeah.
this to people that you can either be on the side of it where it's like, wow, specifically millennial Gen Z, you can look at it like, wow, these homes are super expensive. How do I afford a home? Or you can look at it like, these homes are super expensive. Let me benefit from this appreciation so that I'm not on the opposite side where I'm having no benefit from inflation. Let me benefit from it.
Yeah, totally. It's
So,
awesome. And your mortgages get cheaper with inflation.
yeah, that's exactly right. There's all these different things that I've learned about since becoming a realtor. I got a real estate license after being a wholesaler for about 2 years. And the reason, Chad, was because I got tired of real estate agents basically being like, "Oh, you're a wholesaler? Well, I don't want to have anything to do with that." So I was like, "Man, this is crazy!" Like, but then I went to real estate school and in-person classes at Champion School in Fort Worth, which is like a big real estate school out here. And I love the school. I'm very grateful to them because the test, in my opinion, was super hard. At least I thought so, and I passed on the first try. But I saw that there was this huge divide between real estate agents and wholesalers, and basically real estate agents view wholesalers as unscrupulous characters,
Yep.
and wholesalers view real estate agents, and both for good reason, as like these people that just kind of have their nose up in the air. And now that I'm both, I see both sides of it, and I just think that, hey guys, let's be problem solvers. Let's figure this out. Let's come together. The real estate agents are held to a higher standard because they have the public trust, so they can't do things like make a cash offer when they have zero intention of actually buying it themselves, which
Right.
wholesalers in many cases can do.
The
Um,
equitable rights.
right.
You can
And
still
so
you can still assign equitable rights as a realtor, right? You just have to disclose.
you have to disclose to the nth degree. So you have to be like, look, Chad, I'd like to make a cash offer on your property. I may assign this deal or I may buy it myself.
Right.
This offer is going to be below market value. I'm an investor. Like, you have to go through the nth
Yeah.
degree. Where a wholesaler, because I've been one, can just come in and be like, I'm buying your house.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. And it's the mindset I think and the different way of thinking that most realtors don't have. And from what I know, most realtors really don't do much. They move a home or two a month or a year. And then
Yeah.
if you get top realtors with an investor mindset, now you really got a combo.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. That's a whole
Cool.
other podcast, this strategy. In Texas, you're familiar with this, chat. We have Roddy Report, right? And so there's lots of opportunity in there that I see, especially for an investor like myself that's, uh, s- I would say, still in the beginning phases, right? If I think of the career path of an investor, I think about kind of just getting in, getting your first couple deals, wholesaling, maybe doing some fix and flips, short term, mid term, corporate housing, long term. People might get into commercial, they might do note buying, hard money lending. There's so many different avatars. You might get into medical, office space, right? And I'm kind of right
Yeah.
there where I'm in the wholesaling phase. I've worked on fix and flips. I don't have my own fix and flip yet, but I've done enough of these where I'm like, let me get that first fix and flip deal. Let me make that
Yeah.
happen.
We're in the middle of one right now. So I flipped the perfect buy and hold home. So I'm trying to figure out a exit or a non-exit strategy to get it out of hard money and then keep that thing. It's like it's in North Dallas. The dirt's appreciating at 10 to 13% right now, and you can just watch this thing going up $7,000 a month.
You do Airbnb?
No, I
Don't do
don't.
it.
I have no interest in Airbnb.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the single family we're doing, and then mobile home parks, and ultimately mobile home parks and big buildings are what interests me the
Huge.
most.
Mobile home parks are huge, and they're going to be even. Do you do the? Uh, there's a couple different avatars of this that I've seen. I've seen mobile home parks that are basically like super cost-effective housing, and then I've seen mobile home parks, and people and I even will get confused, but because there seems to be some overlap between mobile home and RV, there'll be
Mhm.
these like super upscale versions of these. Now, which avatar are you falling into?
We're in Michigan, so it's just affordable housing. Nothing
Okay.
fancy, no amenities, no pools, no clubhouses, no nothing. Just a nice, peaceful community with, you know, that's a clean, good space with good people in it, but it's just affordable housing.
There's going to be more and more and more and more and more of that. I've even seen, I'm sure you've seen it. There's these ADUs that you can buy online. I don't know anybody who's
Mhm.
done this, but I see you go on like Amazon, you can buy a house. You know what I mean? Like, or a ADU, I should say.
Yeah, there's some really cool manufacturers too around Florida that are doing hurricane resistant stuff. I know a couple of them. I visited one factory, and then I'm friends with some other guys that are doing startup. That's pretty cool too. They're doing like AI builds with they call it grilled cheese sandwich technology, where it just sandwiches in metal frames with epoxies and finishes, and then they can do affordable housing, vacation rentals, apartment complexes. Even they can stack them up. But the problem with mobile home parks is you got to have a HUD stamp, HUD sticker,
Mm,
and the tiny homes. We need an industry disruptor, but the tiny homes won't do it. They're too small. You can't put a family of four in it, and can't have a king size bed in it.
mm,
So once somebody comes up with something clever for mobile homes, because they're this ugly rectangle right now, that could really use some elevations and porches or
yeah,
finishes on the top,
you're exactly right.
outdoor living spaces is what they need. And I think whoever does that's going to be gobbled up pretty quick because, Clayton Homes is not going to stand by and be beaten by competition and taken out from an industry disruptor. They're going to just suck it up, I think, and then do it or something.
I agree. Chad, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go to get a hold of you?
Um, right now, the best website's brightharborhomes.com if you want to. Well, actually, my direct number, I'll give out my Google voice. It's 702 Never mind the weird Vegas area code. You can also get me at Chad at brightharborhomes.com for single family stuff, or if you're looking for mobile home park stuff, hit me up at Chad at MHP, like mobile home park buyers.net.
Chad, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was nice.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.